Hello, welcome back. I'm happy to see you. Today, I'm going to be reading some poetry. I have here a book of poems by Sylvia Plath. I haven't chosen any of these poems beforehand, so I will be reading them cold. I may make some pronunciation mistakes. I hope that's not too distracting for you. Now, let's get started. This poem is called Last Words. I do not want a plain box. I want a sarcophagus with tigery stripes and a face on it, round as the moon, to stare up. I want to be looking at them when they come, picking among the dumb minerals, the roots. I see them already, the pale, star-distance faces. Now they are nothing. They are not even babies. I imagine them without fathers or mothers, like the first gods. They will wonder if I was important. I should sugar and preserve my days, like fruit. My mirror is clouding over. A few more breaths, and it will reflect nothing at all. The flowers and the faces whiten to a sheet. I do not trust the spirit. It escapes like steam in dreams through mouth hole or eye hole. I can't stop it. One day it won't come back. Things aren't like that. They stay, their little particular lusters warmed by much handling. They almost purr. When the soles of my feet grow cold, the blue eye of my turquoise will comfort me. Let me have my copper cooking pots. Let my rouge pots bloom about me like night flowers with a good smell. They will roll me up in bandages. They will store my heart under my feet in a neat parcel. I shall hardly know myself. It will be dark, and the shine of these small things sweeter than the face of Ishtar. The next moon, or rather, the next poem is called The Moon and the Yew Tree. This is the light of the mind, cold and planetary. The trees of the mind are black. The light is blue. The grasses unload their griefs on my feet as if I were God, prickling my ankles and murmuring of their humility. Fumy, spiritus mists inhabit this place, separated from my house by a row of headstones. I simply cannot see where there is to get to. The moon is no door. It is a face in its own right, wide as a knuckle, and terribly upset. It drags the sea after it like a dark crime. It is quiet, with the o-gape of complete despair. I live here. Twice on Sunday, the bells startle the sky. 8 great tongues affirming the resurrection. At the end, they soberly bong out their names. The yew tree points up. It has a Gothic shape. The eyes lift after it and find the moon. The moon is my mother. She is not sweet like Mary. Her blue garments unloose small bats and owls. How I would like to believe in tenderness. The face of the effigy, gentled by candles, bending on me in particular, its mild eyes. I have fallen a long way. Clouds are flowering, blue and mystical, over the face of the stars. Inside the church, the saints will be all blue, floating on their delicate feet over the cold pews, their hands and faces stiff with holiness. The moon sees nothing of this. She is bald and wild, and the message of the yew tree is blackness, blackness and silence. The next poem is called Mirror. I'm sorry if you can hear car engines in the background. I am silver and exact. I have no preconceptions. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately, just as it is, unmisted by love or dislike. I am not cruel, only truthful. The eye of a little god four-cornered. Most of the time, I meditate on the opposite wall. It is pink with speckles. I have looked at it so long, I think it is a part of my heart, but it flickers. Faces and darkness separate us over and over. Now, I am a lake. A woman bends over me, searching my reaches for what she really is. Then she turns to those liars, the candles or the moon. I see her back and reflect it faithfully. She rewards me with tears and an agitation of hands. I am important to her. She comes and goes. Each morning, it is her face that replaces the darkness. In me she has drowned a young girl, and in me an old woman rises toward her, day after day, like a terrible fish. Those poems were all from 1961. Jumping now to 1962. This poem is called A Birthday Present, and it appears to be pretty long. What is this behind this veil? Is it ugly? Is it beautiful? Is it shimmering? Has it breasts? Has it edges? I am sure it is unique. I am sure it is just what I want. When I am quiet at my cooking, I feel it looking. I feel it thinking. Is this the one I am to appear for? Is this the elect one? The one with black eye pits and a scar? Measuring the flour, cutting off the surplus, adhering to rules, to rules, to rules. Is this the one for the Annunciation? My God, what a laugh. But it shimmers, it does not stop, and I think it wants me. I would not mind if it was bones or a pearl button. I do not want much of a present anyway this year. After all, I am alive only by accident. I would have killed myself gladly that time any possible way. Now there are these veils, shimmering like curtains, the diaphanous satins of a January window, white as baby's bedding, and glittering with dead breath. Oh, ivory. It must be a tusk there, a ghost column. Can you not see I do not mind what it is? Can you not give it to me? Do not be ashamed. I do not mind if it is small. Do not be mean. I am ready for enormity. Let us sit down to it, one on either side, admiring the gleam, the glaze, the mirrory variety of it. Let us eat our last supper at it, like a hospital plate. I know why you will not give it to me. You are terrified the world will go up in a shriek, and your head with it, bossed, brazen, an antique shield, a marvel to your great-grandchildren. Do not be afraid. It is not so. I will only take it and go aside quietly. You will not even hear me open it. No paper crackle, no falling ribbons, no scream at the end. I do not think you credit me with this discretion. If you only knew how the veils were killing my days, to you they are only transparencies, clear air. But my God, the clouds are like cotton, armies of them. They are carbon monoxide. Sweetly, sweetly I breathe in, filling my veins with invisibles, with the million possible motes that tick the years off my life. You are silver-suited for the occasion. Oh, adding machine, is it impossible for you to let something go and have it go whole? Must you stamp each piece in purple? Must you kill what you can? There is this one thing I want today, and only you can give it to me. I stand at my window, big as the sky. It breathes from my sheets the cold, dead center, where spilt lives congeal and stiffen to history. Let it not come by the mail, finger by finger. Let it not come by word of mouth. I should be 60 by the time the whole of it was delivered, and too numb to use it. Only let down the veil, the veil, the veil. If it were death, I would admire the deep gravity of it, its timeless eyes. I would know you were serious. There would be a nobility then. There would be a birthday, and the knife, not carve, but enter, pure and clean as the cry of a baby, and the universe slide from my side. Powerful imagery. Let's go forward again. It's difficult to read Plath and not find something sad. This is from 1958. It is called Owl. Clocks belled 12. Main Street showed otherwise than its suburb of woods. Nimbus, lit but unpeopled, held its windows of wedding pastries, diamond rings, potted roses, fox skins, ruddy on the wax mannequins, and a glass tableau of affluence. From deep-sunk basements, what moved the pale raptorial owl, then to squall above the level of streetlights and wires, its wall-to-wall wingspread in control of the varying currents, belly dense feathered, fearfully soft to look upon. Rat's teeth gut the city, shaken by owl cry. It was from June 1958. And here's another one from the same time period. It's called Fable of the Rhododendron Stealers. I walked the unwalked garden of rosebeds in the public park. At home felt the want of a single rose present to imagine the gardener's remainder in full paint. The stone lion head set in the wall, let drop its spittle of sluggish green into the stone basin. I snipped an orange bud, pocketed it. When it had opened its orange in my vase, retrogressed to blows, I next chose red, argued my conscience clear, which robbed the park of less red than withering did. Musk satisfied my nose, red my eye, the petals napped my fingertips. I considered the poetry I rescued from blind air, from complete eclipse. Yet, today, a yellow bud in my hand, I stalled at sudden noisy crashes from the laurel thicket. No one approached. A spasm took the rhododendron bushes. 3 girls, engrossed, were wrenching full clusters of cerise and pink from the rhododendron, mountaining them on spread newspaper. They brassily picked, slowed by no chagrin, and wouldn't pause for my straight look. But give me pause, my rose a charge, whether nicety stood confounded by love, or petty thievery by large. There's a word in that last poem. It is spelled Blowze. I don't know this word. It may be blouse, but I pronounced it blows. Her early poetry is so different from the poetry she wrote in the 60s. It's interesting to read. I'm looking for one more poem to read today. And I found one from October 19th of 1962. It is called Stopped Dead. A squeal of brakes, or is it a birth cry? And here we are, hung out over the dead drop. Uncle, pants factory fatso, a millionaire, and you, out cold beside me in your chair. The wheels, two rubber grubs, bite their sweet tails. Is that Spain down there? Red and yellow, two passionate, hot metals, writhing and sighing. What sort of a scenery is it? It isn't England. It isn't France. It isn't Ireland. It's violent. We're here on a visit, with a goddamn baby screaming off somewhere. There's always a bloody baby in the air. I'd call it a sunset, but whoever heard a sunset yowl like that? You are sunk in your 7 chins, still as a ham. Who do you think I am, Uncle? Uncle? Sad Hamlet with a knife? Where do you stash your life? Is it a penny? A pearl? Your soul? Your soul? I'll carry it off like a rich, pretty girl. Simply open the door and step out of the car and live in Gibraltar on air. On air. With that, I'm going to stop for today. As always, thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.